Welcome guys to another Fallout 76 video, and today we will be talking about the best perk cards to use, in my opinion, for our special. These are probably the best perk cards that I think belong in every build. So no matter if you're rifleman, pistol, heavy gunner, whatever you are, these are just perks that I would personally pick and put in every one of my builds. Depending on what you're doing though, but I'll explain as we go through. For strength, you don't really need, there's nothing you really need in strength. If you're a heavy gunner, you would probably do all the expert heavy gunners, obviously. But if you do want to get, for example, 4, I would do traveling pharmacy at 3 and probably bandit boiler at 2. So 5 strength is probably the minimum I would ever go, for me anyway, if I'm doing a carry weight build. Perception, I like to have 3 perceptions, so no matter what I can pick every single lock that I want. And yeah, and then when I'm not using, just glow sight will just, that's a good perk for everybody to use. It does more damage to every glowing weapon, so I believe that counts as Earl. I think he counts as a glowing, but yeah, I definitely recommend 3 in perception. Endurance, I guess fireproof is very important, especially against the scorch beasts, as when they do their they spit their flames, whatever, radiation, I don't know, that counts as fireproof, fire damage and explosions. It's an explosive and flame attack, so it's good. I mean, you don't need to have it at 3 if you have power armor. It's not as essential, but you should at least have 1 if you're in power armor. If you're not in power armor, I personally would probably go for, yeah, I'd take 3. 2 minimum if you're not in power armor. Then rejuvenated and radical you don't need. They're just there to fill in the space. Charisma, if you're playing alone, Lone Wanderer is literally your savior in this. 20% less damage and 30% AP regen is really, really good. It's, yeah, amazing. When you're obviously going to go selling your stuff, I would definitely have hard bargain at 3 all the time. Maybe even when you're selling, have a charisma build literally just to sell stuff, because higher charisma means better prices at the vendors, not non-player vendors, I mean. Tenderizer is another good one. All these perks here, bodyguards, hard bargain, inspirational, stranger numbers, tenderizer, these are all good perks. All of them I do use. If I am just playing on a team, I usually use bodyguards or stranger numbers. It's one or the other. I always use inspirational to get the XP bonus. And then, yeah, it's that. Sometimes I swap inspirational for tenderizer when I'm doing like a boss battle. But yeah, it's not needed if you're not in a boss battle, in my opinion. Intelligence now. First aid, you don't need it, but I like it for the ability to have better stim packs. You could probably have that at like even 1 or 2, but there's nothing I would really swap for 3. That's here. I could use the power user, but none of those are important to me, as fusion cores are plentiful in this game, for me at least. Nerd Rage can fit any build you want, and anyone can use Nerd Rage. It's not just for like a low power, low health build. It's actually good even if you're a low damage resist build and you tend to go low a lot in health. It's good for that. Portal power, no. Stabilize is a must for heavy gunners. That if you don't use this, you probably should start using it. Batteries included. Only use this really if you're using power armor or you're using an energy weapon. Agility, action boy, yes. If you use a lot of action points, definitely need action boy. That is so, yeah, very important. Let me go back here, sorry, to the intelligence though. All these perks here have their uses, but they're all like passives, whatever. You don't really, except Demolition Expert. Sometimes I'll trade out Demolition Expert for maybe first aid and batteries included sometimes. It depends what I'm doing. But like this is only when you're crafting, only when you're hacking, only when you're repairing, crafting, hacking. That's a lot of what the intelligence perks are. Scrapper I always use when I'm scrapping weapons. That's amazing. And weapon artisan always when I am repairing weapons. Anyway, in agility, action boy through hiker I like just at 1 because it's 30% less weight. Born Survivor is a must if you're a low health build. And Adrenaline, I really enjoy using Adrenaline so much. That is an amazing perk. Not the best perk for everybody, but for me it's amazing. I love this perk. I have it at 5. You don't have to have it at 5, but yeah, I do. Ammo Smith is only when I'm crafting ammo. Dodgy, I will sometimes swap for Action Boy, depending, and this is obviously home defense is only for when I'm crafting at the base. Yes. Luck, I really love to use my Bloody Mess. I use it on every build that I have for damage. It's a good bonus for any build. Class Freak is, you don't need it, but I do use it. The negative effects of your mutations are reduced by 75%. I use every single mutation, so this is very important for me. Maybe if you don't use all of the mutations and you only use specific ones for your build, then you don't need this, but I do, so yeah. Starts genes, obviously, to make sure that I never mutate from rad. I never lose any of my mutations when I am using a RadAway. And Good Result is literally the best perk ever, so food doesn't spoil that fast. I wish food in Fallout 76 did not spoil at all. It would make my playthrough so much better, because I would not worry about going to find food all the time. Oh, you could hoard it, but unfortunately that's not the case. But yeah, that's it. For the ones that I have just down here, Super Duper, every time I'm crafting. One Gun Army, I will sometimes swap with Bloody Mess. Ricochet as well, sometimes swap with Bloody Mess. It's usually one of these 3. This One Gun Army, Ricochet, or Bloody Mess. Woodchucker when I'm collecting wood. And Curator when I feel like using bobbleheads. And yeah, that to me, they're all the normal perks that I feel like you would be missing out if you did not use them in your builds. For legendary perks, Ammo Factory, you only really need this I feel like only if you're a heavy gunner build. If you're not a heavy gunner build, you don't specifically need this one, because you use a lot of ammo when you're a heavy gunner build. Maybe riflemen don't use as much, or pistols, but yeah, ammo is needed for heavy gunners, in my opinion. Taking one for the team when you're on a team is, yeah, amazing. I'm not always on a team, so it's not like when I'm playing on my own I don't use, but when I'm playing on a public server, yeah, always this comes in handy. Electric Absorption. If you don't use this perk, you're missing out on so much. You're literally invincible if you use this perk. There is no way around it. I'm going to be making a video about this. And yeah, this is the best legendary perk if you're a power armor build ever. And then I think intelligence, endurance, and agility should be the next one, just for a little added bonus. I like intelligence obviously because you get a boost for experience. Endurance, boost of health, and agility is just so if I go back, means I can equip, what was it? I can get better through hiker. But yeah, that's it guys. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate all the love and support. Thanks for all the views lately. Makes me really happy. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will catch you all in the next one. Ciao.